You have noticed something changing. The way you feel about him is different now. Not weaker, not gone, just different. The obsessive thoughts have quieted. The constant need to know what he is doing has faded. The emotional charge, when you see his name or think about him, has softened, and part of you is terrified that this means you are losing the connection. But what if I told you this shift is not loss? It is completion. Not the completion of the journey, the completion of your attachment to suffering as proof of love. I am going to walk you through what is actually happening in your nervous system right now. Not the spiritual explanation about final cleansing or divine preparation or energetic alignment, the psychological one, the neurological one, the one that is happening in your body, whether you call it spiritual or not. Because here is what nobody tells you about this phase. Your feelings are not shifting away from him. They are shifting away from the version of connection that required you to abandon yourself. And your system is interpreting that as loss, because for so long, suffering was how you measured depth. Let me be very direct about something. The intensity you felt before, the constant thinking about him, the emotional highs and lows, the inability to focus on anything else, that was not love. That was anxious attachment in overdrive. That was your nervous system in a state of chronic activation because it perceived him as both the source of safety and the source of threat. When someone is inconsistent, when they are available sometimes and unavailable other times, when they give you attention and then withdraw it unpredictably, your brain does something very specific. It becomes hypervigilant. It starts scanning constantly for signs of their mood, their interest, their availability, not because you are weak or needy, but because your attachment system is trying to predict threat so it can protect you from abandonment. That hypervigilance feels like obsession. It feels like you cannot stop thinking about them. It feels like your entire emotional state is organized around whether they texted or did not text, whether they are thinking about you or have forgotten you, whether they are coming back or moving on. And you called that love. You called it twin flame connection. You called it soul recognition. But what it actually was, beneath all the spiritual language, was your nervous system stuck in survival mode. So when your feelings start to shift, when the obsession quiets, when the emotional intensity decreases, your first interpretation is that you are detaching, that you are giving up, that the connection is dying, because you have been measuring love by how much it hurts. And now it hurts less. So it must mean you care less. But that is not what is happening. What is happening is your nervous system is finally coming out of survival mode and into regulation. And regulation feels like flatness at first. It feels like nothing, because you have been so overstimulated for so long that baseline feels like emptiness. This is the shift people call the final cleansing. But it is not a cleansing, it is recalibration. Your system is learning to separate love from anxiety, to separate connection from hypervigilance, to separate caring about someone from needing them, to regulate your internal state. And this recalibration is deeply uncomfortable because it forces you to confront something you have been avoiding, the possibility that the intensity you felt was not about how special he is. It was about how activated your wounds were. Here is what is actually shifting. You are moving from anxious attachment to earned, secure attachment. And earned, secure attachment does not feel dramatic. It does not feel consuming. It does not feel like you will die without them. It feels calm. It feels stable. It feels like you can love someone and still have a life outside of that love. For someone who has been living in anxious attachment, secure attachment feels wrong. It feels like you stopped caring because your baseline for connection has been anxiety. Your baseline for intimacy has been intensity. Your baseline for love has been suffering. So when those things decrease, when you stop suffering, your system panics. It thinks something is wrong. It thinks you are losing them. It thinks the connection is fading. And it tries to reignite the anxiety by checking their social media, by replaying old conversations, by looking for signs, by creating scenarios in your head that make you feel something again. But if you can sit with the flatness, if you can tolerate the lack of intensity without trying to recreate it, something profound happens. You start to see him clearly for the first time, not through the filter of your wounds, not through the projection of what you need him to be, but as he actually is. And sometimes what you see is disappointing. You see that the person you built up in your mind does not match the person who has been showing up in reality. You see that the spiritual labels you gave the connection were covering up relational dysfunction. You see that you have been in love with potential instead of presence. This is the part of the shift that feels like loss, because you are losing the fantasy. You are losing the story you told yourself about why the pain was worth it. You are losing the version of him you needed him to be so the connection could mean what you wanted it to mean. But losing the fantasy is not the same as losing love. It is gaining clarity, and clarity is what makes real connection possible. Not the kind built on projection and need, the kind built on seeing someone fully and choosing them anyway. Now here is where it gets tricky, because this shift in your feelings does not mean you should stay. It does not mean you should wait. It does not mean the connection is about to come together. It means you are finally in a position to make a choice that is not driven by fear or desperation or the need to resolve your attachment wounds through him. You can choose to stay open to the possibility of connection if and when he becomes capable of meeting you differently. Or you can choose to close that door entirely and redirect your energy toward building a life that does not include him. And for the first time, both options feel possible because your nervous system is no longer in crisis mode. It is no longer demanding resolution. It is no longer making his choice about you the determining factor of your worth. This is what sovereignty actually looks like. Not detachment, not spiritual bypassing, not pretending you do not care, but genuine internal freedom. The freedom to want something without needing it. The freedom to love someone without being controlled by that love. The freedom to walk away if the connection does not serve your highest good. Another thing that shifts during this phase is your tolerance for ambiguity. Before, you needed answers. You needed to know if he was your person. You needed to know if it was going to work out. You needed to know when union would happen. You needed certainty because uncertainty felt like torture. But now, uncertainty does not destabilize you the same way. You can hold the not knowing without it consuming you. You can live in the question without demanding an answer. You can let the future be uncertain without organizing your entire present around trying to control it. This is psychological maturity. This is what it looks like when your identity is no longer fused with the outcome of the relationship. You are no longer waiting for him to choose you, so you can.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for
the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No I'm not giving up, no I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Is what this shift is preparing you for. Not union with him necessarily, but union with yourself. And that union, that internal integration, is the only one that was ever guaranteed. Drop the word recalibration in the comments if you recognize this shift happening in your system. If you are feeling the flatness and choosing not to fight it. If you are learning to measure love by peace instead of pain. Because that choice, that willingness to let intensity die so something real can grow, that is the actual final cleansing. Not of him, of the part of you that needed suffering to feel safe.